You might be thinking, gene-edited meat? Is this science fiction? But the truth is, it's not fiction at all. It's science reality. Hello everybody, this is Paula, your Science Maniatics correspondent for today's video. Meet Joshua March, the CEO of SciFi Foods. SciFi Foods, formerly known as Artemys Foods, is a startup based in San Leandro, California. March and his team are using gene editing technology to create traditional meat from cells. It might sound like a daunting task, but it's one that March and his team are determined to tackle. After all, creating just one measly steak requires growing a staggering 10 trillion animal muscle cells. But March is no stranger to the world of startups. He's the CEO of his fourth company, and his previous company, Conversocial, was acquired for a whopping $50 million. So when it comes to convincing investors that SciFi Foods is a viable venture, March is more than up to the task. But how did March, a software entrepreneur, end up in the world of cultivated meat? It all started with a science fiction novel. March became obsessed with the idea of cultivated meat after reading about it in a 1988 novel called The Player of Games by Iain M. Banks. The novel describes a future where people can enjoy roasted meat that has been cultivated in a lab. For a while, March watched from the sidelines as other companies worked on creating lab-grown meat, but he eventually decided that if he wanted to see this idea become a reality, he would have to get involved himself. That's where SciFi Foods comes in. Unlike many other cultivated meat startups, SciFi Foods is using CRISPR technology to accelerate their progress. CRISPR is a gene editing tool that has been compared to a 3D printer as it allows for easy and precise modifications to DNA. SciFi's CTO, Kezia Gora, describes the process as an engineering challenge. The team works on creating scalable beef cell lines using a synthetic biology approach with the goal of creating cell lines that have a rich, meat-like flavor. But creating gene-edited meat is not without its challenges. There are many questions that need to be answered, such as how to manufacture cells in large bioreactors and what media or nutrients to use. The ultimate goal for SciFi Foods and other cultivated meat startups is to achieve cost parity with traditional meat. The average price of ground beef in 2022 was $4.81 per pound, so achieving cost parity will be no easy feat. But March and his team are optimistic that they can get there, with a target of selling burgers made from their gene-edited meat for just $1 each at commercial scale. Once the beef cells have been harvested, they will be formulated into a blended burger that is mostly made up of plant-based ingredients like soy protein and coconut oil. However, SciFi Foods will add a small percentage of their own cells, about 5%, to give the burger a more traditional meat-like flavor. And the best part, SciFi's gene-edited meat has the potential to be more sustainable and ethical than traditional meat production. So the next time you hear about gene-edited meat, don't write it off as science fiction. It could be the meat of the future. Tell us what you think in the comments section. Would you eat gene-edited meat? Do you still consider this meat? Should studies be done on the long-term impact on a person's health before it hits shelves, considering that most of our soybeans are GMO? Will gene-edited meat bring the cost down of traditional meat, or will it become a luxury with a luxury tag attached to it? With climate change affecting everything, will this be truly beneficial to mankind, or will we be at a point where all food is synthetically made? Interesting but scary and troubling times we are living in, to say the least. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest science and technology news.